Bai Xiaoyan's love history is no secret in the assistant office. As the focus of a group of crazy gossips, Mike Heel easily found out. A graduate of a top university, he was promoted to vice president of the company 2 years after graduation. It's okay that he looks disgusting, but he is also proficient in music, chess, calligraphy, and painting. Although he doesn't have a real girlfriend, he never lacks admirers, and he is popular with people of all ages. Mike Heel looked at these wolf-like eyes, and asked puzzledly, "How can you say that you have a rich love history without a girlfriend?" Sister Yang slapped the table and giggled. "The little girl is too young, right? There is a word called lover, and there is another word called backsticking." The people in the office laughed together, and someone echoed, "Isn't it a disaster?" Even the 7-year-old girl selling watermelons was not spared. Her heart was like a spring tide, rising and falling, and Mike Heel's lips were dry, and she couldn't make a sound. However, she would still wear high heels and wait for an hour after get off work to accompany Bai Xiaoyan to walk up the stairs. Bai Xiaoyan occasionally talked to her about work and life, but never touched on taboo topics. Not too salty, nah, too bland. Not too far, too close. The turning point was at a colleague's birthday party. That day, Bai Xiaoyan drank draft beer 1 cup after another like crazy, which frightened the people around him. When the party was over, Michael hid in the corner, watching him send everyone to the car, watching him lean against his car, and lighting a cigarette with shaking hands. The smoke ring slowly dispersed, making his face look even paler, sexy, and decadent. He looked at Michael, who was slowly approaching, smiled falsely, "Chocolate, happy birthday." Then he fell into her arms without warning. Michael drove his car away and took him back to his residence. The drunk Bai Xiaoyan was a bit childish. He knocked over the milk and threw the chocolate on the table everywhere, muttering, "Love, no love, love. Who is chocolate?" Mike Heel asked him softly. It was wrong to take advantage of the situation, but she didn't care about much. The first time she saw him was in the group photo of her brother's freshman military training. In the camouflage uniforms, she was stunned at first sight. From the perspective of an artist, he has excellent facial lines and perfect body proportions. Mike Heel has since fallen in love with sketching uncontrollably, just to draw him in various poses. It is normal for an artist to fall in love with the characters he draws, but she never thought that she would meet him in real life and fall in love with him uncontrollably. "Chocolate is the person I love." Bai Xiaoyan tilted his head, thought for a while and added, "It's her birthday today." 4. Do all love and hate have cause and effect? Bai Xiaoyan noticed chocolate in the sophomore ideological and political education class. She wore a pair of large navy earrings, and always sat in the 3rd row by the window. At 8 or 9 in the morning, the first ray of sunlight that shone into the classroom would always hit her long hair softly. She liked to bite the pen and stare blankly, and occasionally frowned and drew, warm and sweet, like a fairy tale. That was the first time he seriously pursued a girl, and it was the first time that his peach blossom luck encountered a counterattack. He dared to pierce 5 ear holes in his left ear to accompany her to fight against the old-fashioned professor, dared to play guitar downstairs of the girls' dormitory, dared to go to the classroom early every day to save a seat for her, but he didn't dare to say that he loved her. In the campus singing competition, Bai Xiaoyan fought his way to the finals and conquered the audience with "Love Until Death," which was 5 scales higher than the original singer. He walked off the stage, and amidst countless flowers and screams, he presented her with a large bouquet of margaret. The golden stamens and hundreds of flowers were heavy with the envy and jealousy of the crowd. Chocolate took it, smiled and kissed his cheek, as light as a feather, as light as if it was just a dream. What happened next? Michael rubbed Bai Xiaoyan's temple and asked curiously. Bai Xiaoyan pulled his hair and said, "There was no later." Chocolate had someone he liked, but they didn't get together because of various concerns. That day, she leaned into his ear and said, "I'll take your flowers first. Thank you for your song that gave me courage." After that, he soon had a girlfriend, the next girlfriend, and the next girlfriend. Every time they break up, they cry and ask, "Where did your heart go? Bai Xiaoyan suddenly opened his eyes, grabbed Michael's hand and pressed it against his left chest, and asked viciously, "Where did it go?" His hand was clenched so hard that it hurt, and Michael looked at him and said seriously, "I like you." Bai Xiaoyan closed his eyes and rubbed her palm, and said casually, "Even if we are just lovers." Michael gritted her teeth and answered, "Even if we are just lovers." She was just a senior, 21 years old, and had been in this city for only a month. She was a passerby in a hurry. Some things don't need to be rushed, she knew. But that person was Bai Xiaoyan, so she couldn't wait even a day. The next day was the weekend, and Michael checked out and moved next to Bai Xiaoyan. Sitting in the passenger seat, Bai Xiaoyan pretended to be serious and asked, "Miss Keel, how many years have you driven?" Although he had just woken up from a hangover and had a headache, he clearly remembered the first day they met, when someone swore that he couldn't drive. Michael looked at the rearview mirror and said with a red face, "The wind is too strong." "Mr. Tong, did you say anything just now?" After arriving at the apartment, Michael did not pack her luggage, but pestered Bai Xiaoyan to play a song, Until Death, for her. Bai Xiaoyan stroked the brick-red copper flute and said, "Why not listen to the farewell song?" The flute sounded sobbing and lingering. He closed his eyes, and his long and thick eyelashes flickered. Gradually, it seemed that a transparent liquid overflowed. Michael hugged him from behind, and said in a muffled voice, "It will all pass." She buried her head and missed Bai Xiaoyan's mouth shape. "You will regret it."